My name is Olivia Hart, and I never thought the two people I trusted most in the world, my best friend Maya and my closest colleague Tristan, would be the ones to burn everything I built to the ground. I still remember the moment it happened. I was standing in the center of my own office, my hands shaking as I held a forged ownership transfer contract with my signature printed at the bottom. Maya looked straight at me, her expression icy and unapologetic, while Tristan stood beside her, arms crossed as if I were the intruder instead of the founder of the company we built together. The room felt even smaller than usual, and my heart beat so violently that I couldn't tell whether it was anger or heartbreak ripping through my chest. That was the moment I realized that betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it arrives wearing the familiar smile of a friend you once considered family. To understand how everything fell apart, I have to tell you how it began. 2 years earlier, we started Hart Creative Agency with nothing but cheap laptops, discounted office supplies, and big dreams. Our office space was a refurbished warehouse with high brick walls, polished concrete floors, and long strings of amber Edison bulbs dangling from the ceiling like glowing fireflies. It was imperfect, creaky, and slightly drafty, but it felt like home. Maya and I had been best friends since college. A decade of sleepovers, heartbreaks, late-night study sessions, and spontaneous road trips. She was brilliant, magnetic, unstoppable. She could pitch an idea so convincingly that clients would sign deals before even seeing a mock-up. Tristan joined later, recommended by a former professor. He was quiet, soft-spoken, a designer who treated every project like a painting. Together, the three of us made magic. We were a perfect balance. Maya handled client relations, Tristan created the visuals, and I ran the strategy, finances, and long-term planning. For a long time, everything felt like a dream shared by three people who trusted each other with their lives. But somewhere along the way, the energy shifted. The change was invisible at first, so subtle it was easy to dismiss. Maya started working late without me, claiming she was catching up on tasks, but I often discovered new sketches, new proposals, or new pitches I wasn't aware of. Tristan began taking calls privately, saying they were quick conversations, but the conversations always stopped the moment I entered the room. Clients would mention meetings I hadn't attended. Documents went missing. Financial spreadsheets didn't align. I found myself asking more questions, and their answers started feeling rehearsed, too clean, too polished, too dismissive. Every time I tried to talk about the discrepancies, Maya would sigh dramatically and tell me I was overthinking everything. Tristan would nod quietly beside her, offering the same smile he always used when he didn't want to argue. I wanted to trust them so badly that I forced myself to look away, even when my instinct screamed that something was wrong. The day everything unraveled was a stormy Thursday that I will never forget. Rain hammered the windows as if the sky itself was trying to warn me. I stayed late at the office, alone, trying to organize files for an upcoming client meeting. My laptop battery died, so I walked over to Maya's desk to borrow her charger. When I pulled open her drawer, a crisp white folder slid forward and landed in my hands. The label on the front read, Ownership Transfer Agreement, Hart Creative LLC. My stomach dropped. My fingers trembled as I opened it. Inside were pages and pages of legal documents, agreements I had never seen before, detailing a plan to restructure the company by removing me from ownership. The contract said that I would step back indefinitely. It said Maya and Tristan would assume majority control. It said clients would be notified I was no longer involved. And worst of all, it had my signature at the bottom, forged in handwriting so perfect it made my stomach twist. I couldn't breathe. My entire world spun around me. Everything I had worked for, everything I dreamed of, everything I sacrificed, it was all slipping away through a signature I didn't even write. Right then, the door opened. Maya and Tristan walked in laughing about something. Their voices faded when they saw the contract in my hands. My voice came out cracked and raw. What is this? Maya didn't even flinch. Tristan swallowed hard, but didn't speak. I held up the contract, my hands shaking so violently it rustled. You forged my signature, I whispered. They still didn't respond. I slammed the folder onto the table and screamed, Say something. Maya finally exhaled, but her voice was cold enough to freeze me in place. Liv, you are becoming difficult to work with. Tristan added softly. Clients respond better to us. Those 6 words, clients respond better to us, were sharper than any knife. My chest stung. My ears rang. I felt the ground disappear beneath me. Better without me? I whispered. Their silence gave me the answer. Everything exploded in seconds. I yelled. They yelled. The office echoed with accusations and truths I never wanted to hear. Maya insisted I was obsessively controlling. Tristan claimed I didn't trust them. I reminded them that the company existed because I built it from scratch. I poured my savings, my time, my heart into it. Maya scoffed and said, "Don't act like you're the victim." Tristan muttered, "We deserve more than you give us." That was the moment the last piece of my heart broke. I looked at Maya, the girl I once shared every secret with, and realized she no longer saw me as a friend. She saw me as an obstacle, someone standing in the way of the power she wanted. The betrayal ran deeper than business. It was personal, calculated, cold. I felt tears burning in the corners of my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. I stepped back, holding onto the wall for support. "You are my family," I whispered. Maya rolled her eyes. Tristan looked at the floor. I realized right then they had been planning this for months. Maybe longer. It wasn't a sudden mistake. It was a decision. A choice. Their path forward didn't include me. I had 2 choices: walk away quietly or fight for everything they tried to take. My heart was pounding so loudly, I could barely hear myself breathe. The fluorescent lights flickered above me, and in that split second, I made my decision. I straightened my spine, picked up the forged contract, and said the words that made Maya's face pale. "I'm going to fix this." She reached for my arm. "Liv, don't do this." I pulled away. "Don't touch me." Tristan stepped toward me. "If you fight us, this will get ugly." I stared at him with all the strength I had left. "You should have thought about that before betraying me." And I walked out. For the first time since we opened that office, I didn't turn the lights off behind me. The next few weeks were hell. Lawyers. Investigations. Meetings. Audits. There were days I didn't sleep. Days I didn't eat. Days when the grief felt heavier than the injustice. But there were also moments of clarity. Moments when the truth revealed itself like shattered glass reflecting light. They had been siphoning money, creating a shadow company behind my back, redirecting clients, drafting emails announcing my indefinite step back. They had been planning to erase me completely. But karma has impeccable timing. One by one, the lies surfaced. Every forged signature, every hidden invoice, every client they misled. And slowly, painfully, relentlessly, the truth buried them. I regained ownership. Legally. Fully. The company was returned to me. But victory doesn't always heal the wound. Even now, standing in my sister's quiet living room, wrapped in a warm blanket, I replay memories that hurt more than the betrayal itself. Maya and I sipping iced lattes on a rooftop discussing our 5-year plan. Tristan designing the first version of our logo. Late-night office celebrations. Inside jokes. Shared dreams. All of it now twisted into something sharp enough to cut me. Because the truth is, I didn't just lose business partners. I lost best friends. Or maybe I never truly had them. I walk past our old haunt sometimes. The little faux place. The mural we took photos in front of. The bench where we once planned our future. And every place whispers the same harsh truth. Some people love you only when you're useful. But I'm learning to let go. Slowly. Quietly. Day by day. And even though the pain still lingers, I've gained something far more powerful than the company they tried to steal. Clarity. Strength. And a new understanding of loyalty that I didn't have before. If there's one lesson I carry from all of this, it's that loyalty isn't defined by time. It's defined by actions. Some endings are painful, but they're necessary. Necessary for growth. Necessary for protection. Necessary for rebirth. So now I turn to you and ask, What would you have done if your best friends tried to steal everything you built from scratch? And if you want more stories like this, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reddit Diaries. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Your support keeps these stories alive.